The Invisible Labor. It's International Brightstep Foundation headquarters morning. A minimalist glass building in Washington, D.C., carved into polished steel and performative philanthropy. Inside, soft jazz, curated smiles, and expensive silence. A high-ceilinged office with a panoramic view of the Capitol. Celine Hartwell, 42, immaculate, self-obsessed, a woman who walks like the world bows for her, is getting her nails done while Mara adjusts the lighting behind her. Mara Dyson, 48, enters quiet, composed, every movement deliberate. The kind of precision you only see in someone who's trained to leave no trace. Celine doesn't turn. Celine, without looking, did you pick up my Valentino? The beige one, not the sandstorm beige, that one makes me look washed out. Mara, I picked both. You can choose once you see them in natural light. Celine snaps her fingers at her manicurist. Celine, see, this is what I mean by functional excellence. Mara anticipates. Like a mechanic, you fix the engine before the car even coughs. Mara stands still, eyes calm, unreadable. Mara, your 10 a.m. will arrive early. He wants the quarterly report signed by noon. Celine scoffs, waving her glossy nails. Celine, just put my signature on it. You do that nice, swishy thing with the tail. Mara, I can't sign for you, Celine. Celine turns at this the first time she looks at Mara directly. Her smile is polished cruelty. Celine, oh, Mara, you're adorable, leans forward, voice sweetly venomous. Mechanics don't get to say, can't. They just get under the hood. Mara does not react, but her eyes flick subtle, but calculating. Please hit the like button if you like this story and also subscribe my channel. Further, let me know from where you are watching in comment section. International Charity Accounting Room later. Stacks of donation receipts. Mara reviews the digital ledger while an accountant types nervously in the corner. On her screen, $2.4 million transferred from Brightstep Foundation Emergency Fund to an account labeled Hartwell Holdings, temporary disbursement. Mara scrolls. The authorization signature. Celine Hartwell verified. Her eyes narrow only slightly. A micro expression. The accountant swallows hard. Accountant, she said it was for the children's homes in Nevada. Temporary liquidity movement. Mara doesn't speak. She clicks zoom. The signature blows up on screen, smooth curves, neat pressure. Too neat. There's a flutter of interest behind Mara's stoic exterior. She sees a tremor in the ink. A pressure inconsistency at the final stroke. Mara, thank you. That will be all. The accountant leaves relieved. Mara's face returns to neutral. But her breath shifts controlled, steady. The rhythm of someone who has analyzed forged nuclear treaties under Cold War duress. International Celine's private lounge afternoon. Celine lounges while sipping a grapefruit mimosa. She scrolls through luxury handbags on her tablet. Mara enters with appointment notes. Mara, your equity meeting has moved to Thursday. The gala rehearsal is at. Celine waves her hand dismissively. Celine, God, you drone on. Just filter the nonsense and bring me the part that sparkles. I don't need the mud, only the diamonds. Mara stands still, calm, stillness like deep water. Celine conted, why do you always look at me like that? Mara, like what? Celine, like you know something I don't. Mara does know. She knows everything, but she bows her head slightly. Mara, I only look at what's in front of me. Celine smirks. Celine, yes, and that's why I keep you. Pauses, then venomously. Your invisible labor, Mara. A pedestal. Statues get admiration. Pedestals get stepped on. Mara nods once, not in agreement, but acknowledgement. A predator might look this calm before it chooses to stop playing dead. International Brightstep Foundation hallway later. Two junior staff pass by Mara, whispering. Staff number 1, she basically runs this place. Staff number 2, but Celine treats her like furniture. Mara hears them, keeps walking. Her posture is perfectly controlled. But her eyes show a shift, a first flicker of storm. International Mara's small office, evening. Dim light, silent. Mara sits at her desk, surrounded by worn notebooks and simple pens. Her office is devoid of ego, efficient, clean, almost ascetic. She pulls open a drawer. Inside, a small black case. She opens it. Inside are a CIA retirement pin, a forensic magnifier, a pressure-sensitive digitizer pen, a flash drive labeled Dyson, Q files. For the first time, she lets her shoulders soften, only for a second. She lifts the forged signature printout. Under her breath, Mara, silent steel, you should never have touched my name. Now comes the betrayal. Tension increases. The slow burn starts heating into thriller mode. Mara's expertise begins to surface. Celine's cruelty escalates. International Brightstep Foundation Executive Suite morning. A tray of fresh fruit sits untouched. A luxury pen gold-plated lies on the desk. Celine is pacing, agitated, clutching her phone. Celine, into phone, frustrated. I told you I need the funds reinstated by Friday. No, I don't care what the auditors want. Fix it, or I'll have Senator Hartwell call your boss. She ends the call, turns, and sees Mara in the doorway. Celine's frustration morphs into a brittle smile. Celine, coffee, extra foam, and make sure the cup doesn't smell like plastic. I swear, you bring me those cheap cups on purpose. Mara ignores the jab. Mara, your meeting with the IRS liaison is confirmed. Celine stops mid-step. Her eyes flash with something feral. Celine, why? We already submitted the quarterly documents. Mara hands her a file. Inside, a notice requesting clarification about a $2.4 million transfer. Celine's breath stops just for a moment. Then her mask returns. Celine conted, smiling too hard. It's a clerical mistake. Thinly veiled threat. You'll fix that, won't you? Mara looks at her. A long, slow gaze. Mara, I'll prepare what's accurate. Celine's jaw tightens. International Charity Secure Archive Room later. Dim, cold, filled with locked cabinets. Mara enters. Her movements shift sharper, more technical. The old agent slipping back into place. She retrieves the original hard copies of the transfer documents. Fingerprint gloves on. UV lamp on. On a signature line meant for CFO only, she finds Mara Dyson authorized and verified. Her own name forged. She inhales slow, controlled. She places the document under the forensic magnifier. Zooms into the ink. We see what she sees. Ink saturation inconsistent. Stroke pressure too uniform. Pen lift tremor at the loop of the Y. A vascular pattern mismatch. This is no amateur forgery. This is someone who tried very hard. But not hard enough. Mara, quietly, you arrogant child. International Hartwell Residence Private Office afternoon. Celine sits at her ornate desk. Stacks of bills, gambling IOUs, and private ledgers litter the room. She picks up Mara's ID badge. Runs her finger over the barcode. Celine, to herself, smirking. Workhorses shouldn't have such clean names. She opens a drawer. Inside, a signature sheet where she has been practicing Mara's signature. Row after row, almost perfect, but too symmetrical, too practiced. Celine dips an expensive pen into a custom ink well. She forges Mara's name one last time on a form labeled Federal Compliance Validation Fraud Report Responsibility. The form essentially frames Mara. Celine blows gently on the ink. Her phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. Unknown, funds transferred, but auditors looking. Be careful, she smirks. Celine, I don't need to be careful. Looks at Mara's forged signature. I just need someone else to take the fall. International Mara's small office evening. Mara sits alone. The forged signature is projected on her screen. Her face is calm, dangerously calm. She overlays a genuine sample of her signature. We watch her analysis. Pressure points, microscopic ink fractures, stroke biomechanics, cognitive tremor patterns. This isn't just handwriting. This is identity theft disguised as philanthropy. Mara whispers to herself. Mara, you used my name to steal from children. Pauses. You used my name. There is a stillness. A vast, silent shift like plates beneath the earth beginning to move. She clicks a file labeled Red Protocol. We don't see what's inside. But the screen glows red. International Executive Office next morning. Celine is in rare form, manic energy hidden under glossy lip gloss. Mara enters with prepared documents. Mara, we need to talk about the unauthorized transfer. Celine freezes. Then, a smile so artificial it could be plastic. Celine, unauthorized, scoffs. I authorized it. Mara steps forward. Mara, with my signature. A beat. Celine tilts her head, the move of someone who enjoys cruelty. Celine, maybe the system logged it wrong. Smiles sweetly. Or maybe you don't remember signing it. Mara's face doesn't move. Mara, I remember everything. Celine leans back in her chair, adopting a mock therapist tone. Celine, darling, you're tired. You take on too much. Then softly dangerous. And if you start making noise, people might think the pressure got to you. She rises. Celine conted, you're overestimating your importance. Whispers, this world doesn't see you, Mara. You're a silhouette, a shadow. Celine brushes past her. Celine conted, and shadows don't expose the sun. Mara stands still as Celine exits the room. For the first time, Mara allows a cold, lethal smile. Mara, you have no idea what shadows can do. The pivot to guilt. International Brightstep Foundation, Executive Suite, morning. Celine is already spiraling. Makeup immaculate, but her eyes are frantic. She slams a stack of papers onto Mara's desk. Celine, explain this. Mara scans the documents. A forged compliance report. A federal inquiry form with Mara's name on it. A signature she didn't write. A timeline matching Celine's embezzlement. Mara turns a single page. Her own forged signature stares back at her. Mara, this is fabricated. Celine's face contorts not with fear, but with theatrical indignation. Celine, shrill, trembling, you're trying to destroy this family. Jonathan is already under scrutiny. Do you want us ruined? Mara remains calm, which only enrages Celine more. She slams her palms onto the desk. Celine continued, tears forming instantly. Why are you doing this to me? Haven't I given you everything? Voice cracking. You're like family. I trusted you. Mara says nothing. Her silence is a mirror and Celine hates her own reflection. Celine collapses into a chair dramatically. Celine continued, sobbing now, contrived. Why would you forge documents from my foundation? Why, Mara, why? Mara tilts her head. Mara, I didn't. Celine wipes her eyes, rage flickering under the tears. Celine, oh, sweetheart, voice full of poison. If this goes to the IRS, your life is over. One felony, and your little, what is it? Studio apartment, gone. She leans in close. Celine continued, I'm offering you a lifeline. Take responsibility, and I'll protect you. Mara meets her eyes steady, unblinking. Mara, no. Celine's facade shatters. The tears instantly dry. Her posture straightens. Her eyes sharpen into a predator's. Celine, cold. Then I'll bury you. International Mara's small office, later. Mara closes the door, locks it. Her hands remain steady, CIA steady. She opens her laptop. A folder named Hartwell Prior Violations. Inside are years of quietly cataloged discrepancies. Forged approvals. Financial loopholes. Unregistered donations. Off-book transfers. Celine's gambling debts. A folder labeled Gala Night. Mara plays an old audio clip. Celine laughing at a donor event. Celine, VO. These idiots practically hand me money. It's like a personal casino except the chips are children's futures. Mara presses stop. Her face is carved stone. Mara, you should never have touched my name. International Hartwell Residence Marble Hallway Night. Celine stands in a mirror, practicing a tearful speech. Celine, trembling voice. I trusted her. I never imagined she had such darkness in her. Sniffles. We welcomed her, and she betrayed us. Her tone flips manic laughter. Celine continued, too much. She adjusts her hair, tries again, more subtle, more believable. Celine continued, soft, devastated. I'm just heartbroken that she would use my signature like this. She practices her innocent victim eyes. Perfect. International Brightstep Foundation, security room same night. A dimly lit room with rows of monitors. Mara stands alone, watching hours of camera footage the night Celine forged her signature. On screen, Celine entering at 11:46 p.m., wearing gloves, carrying Mara's ID badge, sitting at the CFO workstation, practicing Mara's signature on scratch paper. Mara zooms in. Every movement is recorded. She saves it under evidence prime. Her expression never changes, but something icy settles in her eyes. A countdown. International Brightstep Foundation Executive Office next morning. Celine is radiant, dangerously confident, wearing a white suit that screams innocence. Mara enters holding a thin folder. Celine beams. Celine, ah, there you are, sweetheart. Sit. Faux nurturing. I thought about what you said. tilts her head sympathetically. And I forgive you. Mara raises an eyebrow. Mara, for what? Celine's smile widens. Celine, for everything you're about to take responsibility for. She hands Mara a prepared statement. Celine continued, sign this, confessing to the fraudulent transfer. We tell the IRS you had a breakdown. Trauma resurfacing. Whatever. She shrugs. Celine continued, just sign, and life goes on. Mara looks at the document, calm, unreadable. Mara, no. Celine's smile freezes. Celine, you don't have a choice. Mara closes the folder gently. Mara, everyone has a choice. Celine pauses. Some choices start wars. Celine's eyes flicker a microsecond of fear. Then denial smothers it. Celine, you don't have the power to start anything. Mara looks down, then up with a slow, devastating certainty. Mara, then you should pray I never decide to use the power I have. Celine stands, unhinged fury bubbling up. Celine, I am the wife of a senator. You are a secretary. Snarls. You're nothing. Mara steps forward close enough that Celine stops breathing. Her voice is soft, cold. Mara, if you wanted a secretary. Pauses, deadly. You should not have hired a weapon. Mara turns and walks out. Celine watches her go shaken. For the first time, she senses danger. Real danger. The Smithsonian Gala. Ext. Smithsonian Museum Night. A massive banner waves in the wind. The Brightstep Foundation Yearly Impact Gala. Expensive cars roll up. DC's elite step out in diamonds and tuxedos. Cameras flash. A red carpet pathway leads to a glass entrance lit in gold and blue. This is Celine Hartwell's arena. International Smithsonian, Grand Atrium, same night. Elegant music. Champagne towers. A giant digital screen loops charity highlights. Celine stands at the center like a queen at her coronation. Wearing a shimmering silver gown, a facade of purity. Senator Jonathan Hartwell stands beside her, stiff and uncomfortable. Guests approach Celine with praise. Donor number 1. Celine, you've outdone yourself. The foundation is lucky to have you. Celine, smiling angelically, we're all here to serve. Even in small ways. Mara enters quietly at the edge of the room. No spotlight, no entourage, just presence. She wears a simple black dress, clean, precise, commanding in its minimalism. Celine's smile flickers. A hairline crack. International Smithsonian Backstage Control Room, same time. Technicians monitor screens and prepare the Yearly Impact slideshow. A USB drive is already plugged and labeled Gala Highlights Final. But no one notices a second drive inserted underneath the console. A tiny, red-framed drive. Label, Red Protocol Execute. A silent clock digital timer begins counting down, 1400. International Grand Atrium, stage area, later. The room dims. Spotlights rise. Celine takes the podium amid applause. She performs Innocence flawlessly, every blink calculated. Celine, smiling warmly. Tonight we celebrate transparency, compassion, and trust. The Brightstep Foundation has always been committed to integrity. Mara watches from a shadowed corner. A technician whispers into an earpiece. Technician, into mic. Something's overriding the system. I don't know where this input is coming from. Countdown. 2:12. Celine continues speaking with feigned sorrow. Celine continued, but recently, our foundation suffered an internal betrayal. The crowd murmurs. Mara looks up slowly. Celine continued, sadly, someone close to us, someone we trusted, engaged in financial misconduct. Jonathan shifts uncomfortably, sensing something is off. Celine lifts a paper with Mara's forged signature. Celine continued, tonight, I will address that Ms. The screen behind her glitches. Lights flicker. Audio crackles. Celine freezes. On the main screen, a red banner explodes across the display. Huge. Unavoidable. Loud. Financial Forensics Report, Brightstep Foundation. Gasps ripple across the gala. Then, authorized signature comparison, Celine Hartwell forgery pattern. Celine's face drains of color. Celine turns to backstage, furious whisper. Turn it off. Turn it. She looks at Mara, who is still standing in the shadows. Still silent. Still watching. Celine breaks. Celine continued. To the crowd, panicked. This is fake. Someone is sabotaging us. Mara steps forward from the darkness. A single step in the room seems to shift around her. Mara, you should sit down, Celine. Celine's voice cracks. Celine, deranged. You did this. You psycho. You forged everything. You. Mara lifts a remote clicker. With one press, the screen displays forensic animation. Pressure point inconsistencies. Ink tremor patterns. Celine entering the office at 11:46 p.m. Celine using Mara's badge. Celine practicing her signature. Celine signing the $2.4 million transfer. The transcript of the bank transfer appears. Account holder, Brightstep Foundation. Authorized by Celine Hartwell. Funds routed to offshore account tied to casino debt. The room goes silent. A dead, suffocating silence. Celine breaks, screaming. Celine, incoherent panic. No, I am not going down for this. I am a Hartwell. Mara steps onto the stage. The calmest person in the room. Mara, you've been laundering charity money to cover your addiction. And you forged my name because you assumed. Pauses, cold. No one would believe a secretary. Celine lunges toward her. Claws out. Cameras flash. Security holds her back. Celine, spitting rage. You're nothing. Nothing. I made you. Mara leans close, so close Celine hears every syllable. Mara, soft, lethal. You should never have taught the pedestal how much power it has when it moves. Statues fall. The FBI arrives. Doors slam open. FBI agents step in. Special Agent Lila Dorn. Celine Hartwell, you are under arrest for embezzlement, wire fraud, and falsification of federal documents. Celine's knees buckle. Celine, horrified scream. Jonathan, help me. Senator Hartwell stands frozen staring at the screen. His wife is exposed. His career is on fire. He says nothing, not a word. As the FBI handcuffs Celine, she thrashes. Celine, to Mara, shaking. You ruined me. Mara meets her gaze. Calm, centered, unbreakable. Mara, you ruined yourself. I just stopped cleaning up after you. Celine is dragged away screaming. Interantional Smithsonian, exit hall, moments later. The crowd parts silently as Mara walks through. No applause, no fanfare, just respect. A recognition that the invisible woman was the spine of the entire empire. She steps outside into the cool night. Lights from the building glow behind her. Mara breathes in deeply, free for the first time in years. A whisper, spoken only to herself. Mara, sometimes the only way forward is to let the wrong system collapse. She walks into the night. Unhurried, unapologetic, in full command of her power. The collapse of the statue. International Smithsonian Gala, continuous. Chaos churns in the hall. Guests murmur, shocked, phones raised like 1,000 watching eyes. On the giant screen, the forensic slides continue flipping. Forged signatures, transaction trails, internal memos, Celine's private access logs. Celine Hartwell stands frozen under the lights, her face pale, her world cracking in real time. Across the room, Mara Dyson stands like a calm storm in human form. This is her moment. Celine snaps out of her shock. Her voice cracks through the microphone. Celine, this is fabricated. My assistant has gone rogue. She's been unstable for months. The crowd shifts uncomfortably. Mara doesn't move. She doesn't yell. She doesn't defend. She simply steps onto the stage, stopping inches from Celine. Her calm is lethal. Mara, Celine, for 20 months, I guarded your reputation like a soldier guarding a sleeping queen. But you forgot one thing. She turns to the audience. Mara counted. I wasn't the pedestal. I was the foundation. And foundations decide when to let the house fall. The room erupts, a ripple of gasps. Celine swings at Mara's arm, desperate, cornered. Celine, you're nothing. You hear me? Nothing. Before Mara can speak, federal agents flood the stage. Deputy Director Noah Graves steps forward, badge raised. Graves. Celine Hartwell, you are under arrest for wire fraud, money laundering, embezzlement, and obstruction of justice. Celine backs away as agents close in. Celine, no, you people don't understand. I am important. I am this town's future. She lunges for the microphone again. But two agents restrain her. Handcuffs snap shut. The moment is broadcast live on national TV. Celine screams. Celine, I made this charity. I made this town. You can't survive without me. Mara watches. Expression unreadable. Cut to Mara close up. Her voice, soft but razor sharp. Mara, Celine, you mistook volume for value. And you mistook me for someone who wouldn't fight back. Celine is dragged away, still screaming. The crowd steps aside. Whispers follow Celine like a death march. The aftermath. International Smithsonian hallway later. The gala is over. The guests have left. Mara stands alone under the dim museum lights, letting the silence settle on her shoulders. A calm after a personal war. Agent Lila Dorn approaches. Dorn, you know, most people would have run. Or begged. You walked straight into a cage and set the tiger free. Mara gives a faint smile. Mara, sometimes the only way forward is to let the wrong system collapse. Dorn nods with newfound respect. Dorn, what are you going to do now? Mara looks down at her security badge, the one Celine once belittled. She unclips it, stares at it, then lets it fall into a museum donation box by the exit. A symbolic burial. Mara, start over. But this time, on my own terms. She walks away shoulders straight, steps sure. For the first time, she is not invisible. Ext. National Mall night. Mara steps outside. The night air hits her like a promise. Washington glows in the distance, cold, political, unforgiving. But tonight, it bows for her. She takes one final breath. Her face calm, sovereign, reborn. Then she speaks into the empty night. Mara, I am not your secretary. And she walks into the city. Free, dangerous, and finally seen.